Hey, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you will love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and let's leave the rest for someone else, because this is a general read. This is not a personal read. And if you'd like a personal read, check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Okay? Keep in mind that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. Okay? The first card that I have here is Strangers, number 34. Strangers. Okay? So there could be the energy of you meeting a total stranger collective. Maybe while you're out running errands, maybe while you're sitting out in the doctor's office, or waiting to be called, or some kind of energy, or standing in line, maybe shopping out and about, with family or by yourself, or either way, there's a connection with a stranger that's really going to touch your heart, that's going to be very sentimental for you. You could also receive some kind of download or confirmation, maybe something pertaining to a dream. Maybe you've been having very vivid dreams, or strange or odd dreams, where some of your passed on loved ones may pop up in your dream. Maybe you have a brief viewing of these ancestors, or maybe you can remember having like short conversations. I'm getting something about a brief viewing of ancestors or short conversations. Well, this interaction with a total stranger collective is going to give you confirmation on some kind of dream that you had, or some kind of download you have received. And if you're someone that keeps a dream journal, Spirit is saying possibly you may want to go and do a little reading. Doesn't matter which insert you want to review, but go through your dream journal. There's something there for you. You're looking for confirmation. You know what the message is. You know what the download is, but you may be looking for a double confirmation. Excuse me. And so as you see, there's two people here in this card. They're both holding this pot, that is representing having something in common interest. So you're going to meet a stranger and have a brief conversation. This could be about life, about children, about what you're going to do for the new year, a recipe. This could be many things, but the conversation will be very positive. It will be very lighthearted, and you will find that you have something in common with a total stranger. Okay. And as you see, they both have tools in their hands. Both tools has water. The can has water and the hose has water. And it's as if they are watering each other's garden. The energy is being reciprocated. There's a energetic reciprocity taking place here. And as they both touch this pot, this is representing having like-minded energy. And so this experience is going to either give you confirmation of a dream you had regarding an ancestor, a past or loved one, or a download. But it's also going to remind you, for some of you, not all of you, that a total stranger can be a blessing to you in many ways. Don't take for granted, everything has divine purpose, the big things, the medium, and the small, but even, I would say, something as small as just the cashier in your favorite supermarket, just the thought of just saying hello to each other, or how are you today? The little small things, something that's coming up in this read about pay attention to the small things, pay attention to small detail. But you could be someone that maybe you feel you are alone, or you could be a loner. Maybe you're very introverted by choice. Maybe you choose to be a loner by choice. Okay, this isn't anyone who's sad or depressed. This could be a lifestyle that you have chosen due to being unable to find like-minded energy. It happens. People become introverted and reserved, not because they're unhappy, not because they're depressed. It's because everyone who's crossed their path, it seems to have not much in common. So a person over time will tend to become introverted, but it's not a negative thing. Okay. I'm picking up someone who has tried, and given people a lot of chances, but it seems like, the moment you open the door and trust or assume that someone's going to be a companion, or either a lover, someone you're dating, or a best friend, they show you another color. They show you another side of them. Their true colors, basically. I said another color. They show you their true colors. They show you another side of them. So yes, this meeting of this stranger is going to touch you in a very sentimental way. Spirit is saying, may even make you emotional because there's something in this conversation is going to be a sign or synchronicity of your dream or something related to a passed on loved one. Okay. But it's going to be good because you're going to be like, I needed that conversation or that's confirmation. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Yeah. So the next card we have here, we have the Archangel Lacabelle, okay, God of teacher, okay, intellectual talent provides knowledge. So I was just speaking of you having a conversation with the total stranger is going to bring you information and confirmation that you have been looking for. And so this energy here is an energy of an intellectual presence, being able to have a conversation with someone of like-minded energy is really a rare thing, especially if you are an intellectual person, someone who doesn't mind communicating with people. You're not intellectually secure. You could be a chatty patty, okay, like myself. I'm a chatty patty. And you don't mind having conversations as well. You don't mind learning new things or listening to others. And so this energy goes well, with the stranger's card here. A total stranger, just a mere conversation is going to bless you in a very big way. It's also going to shift your mindset or your mood. You may be having a mood of, hey, I'm not feeling it today. Today is not the day for me, but it's going to shift your mind or shift your mood about whatever you are experiencing or you may be going through at this time, collective. Very beautiful energy, beautiful energy. You could be in the energy of the Five of Pentacles. You could be feeling just not your greatest, okay? And metaphorically speaking, the Five of Pentacles does not necessarily mean that you're homeless or you're a bum or you don't have something. This Five of Pentacles is just mean that you're just not feeling top tier. And you know what? That's okay, okay? No one is top tier every day. No one is perfect. And it's okay to be mediocre. And it's okay to say, you know what, I'm just in a funky mood. And so having this conversation and meeting this total stranger is really going to bless you in a particular way. You're going to be so grateful and thankful. Often people speak about pray, manifest, and desire, big things in life, large things. But this reading here, this objective, this is for someone who needs to recognize and understand that it is the little things, the in-between things that matters the most, that can really uplift your spirits and bring you happiness and bring you joy. You could be someone who has been trying to manifest maybe a large sum of money. Maybe you want to change, I don't know, where you live. This could be a new car you're trying to manifest. There's something you're trying to bring into fruition, and you may feel that it's not happening for you. But there's something about this conversation here. The whole objective of it is that it's going to like recalibrate your energy and shift your perception about how you feel about the divine and your connection and how you feel about life overall. Okay. It's going to sprinkle some magic dust on your enthusiasm. It's going to give you a little more optimism. You're going to remain optimistic and see the cup half full, basically. Very beautiful energy. Okay. Yeah. With the moon energy here. So this is being revealed to you, that it is the little things in life, that matters the most. We, in general, we think it's the large things. We think it's everything that glitters, that matters the most. We think it's having large sums of money. It is wonderful to be wealthy and financially secure. But if you don't have peace, as I always say, you have nothing at all because you're unable to enjoy what you have. So it is the small things like having a conversation with a total stranger that you don't even know. And you'll find you have so much in common. So you never know where your goal lies. Be mindful how you treat people. You don't have to be for everybody. You don't have to go along to get along. But there is a way to be cordial, exist in this world, and be mindful how we treat each other. Okay. With the Six of Cups here, you could be desiring or, reminiscing about a passed on loved one. Nostalgia energy. Maybe you're reminiscing about your childhood, someone you grew up with. This could be a passed on sibling, a family member, condolences to you if you've lost someone recently or in the past. But either way, they are with you here in spirit and they want you to enjoy your life as well. We may miss our loved ones, but they want you to enjoy your life. The ancestors are here in the read saying for you to enjoy your life. You know, life is not perfect for anyone and it never will be. Don't be fooled by what you see and what you observe through the observations of other people. We have to make sure we're not comparing ourselves to other people. We have to make sure we're not comparing our lifestyles, versus how they live and how we live, how they look and how I look, or what they drive and what I drive. We have to stop the comparison. And the truth is, we may tell ourselves we're not doing this, but sometimes, mistakenly so, you have to be careful because you could find yourself downing yourself and thinking that you're not worthy or you're not favored and you're not blessed because your life to you doesn't look like someone else's. Spirit wants you to know that we are all uniquely, individually, divinely created, and we all have our own mission. Now, as big and beautiful as the world is, and as many people as there is in the world, you may be saying, lady, that's a large number. Well, see, that's how big God is. We all have our own mission and path here on earth. When we tap into it, figure it out. That's individual, and that's a solo project. That's something for you and Source to connect and for you to come into your own awakening at your own time. That's not something that you can force to happen. That is something that has to happen naturally, organically. So never forget about the small things, in life, and to enjoy the small things. With the Empress energy here, make sure you're nurturing yourself, loving yourself, male or female. Take care of yourself, collective, no matter what's going on. I don't care what you're stressing or worrying about. Divine is saying, don't forget to have a good time. Don't forget to have a good time. If it's something you want to pursue, go for it. So what if you try and you fail? At least you can say you tried. And then guess what? You can get up and try again and again and again and enjoy life, get out, and if you're saying, oh, I don't have nobody to get out. Well, guess what? You can go to that coffee shop by yourself and you'll find somebody to talk to. Okay. You can go to the park, and go for a walk and you'll see somebody maybe with a pretty little dog or, the spirit will put the right people in your path and in your life. There is no reason. There is no excuse. Don't doubt yourself. Don't sweep all the dust out the door. Okay, there are some good things, no matter who you are, what you're dealing with, what your tax bracket is. Spirit is saying in this read, it is not about the big things. We chase and we're hyper focused so much, on the material things that we want and desire. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's really not about the material things. It's not about the money. It's not about who's got the biggest house, the biggest car, the latest fashions. It's really about the small things in between. Okay. And the divine wants you to know that. We all are loved. We all have value, and just because your life may not look like someone else's, Spirit is saying it's not supposed to. This a good example of this would be maybe you want to sell lemonade. Maybe you have a friend that sells lemonade. Maybe their lemonade stand is being prosperous and people are lined up around the corner to buy the lemonade because it's delicious, it's sweet, it's this, it's that, and you've been slicing fresh lemons every day. You've got beautiful ice cubes. You even have a nice little garnish on the cup, and you may be wondering, we're both selling the same product, but I noticed my friend's lemonade stand is taking off quite faster than mine. The Spirit is saying, because we all have different missions and different paths, just because you watched a friend arrive to be successful more swifter or quicker with their lemonade stand doesn't mean that you will never, ever have a chance to be successful. It's just their time. And it doesn't mean that it's not your time. It's just not your time yet. And there's many reasons, spiritually speaking, why this occurs. And this is applying to many things, okay? This could be social media. Maybe you're waiting for your numbers, your subscribes, your likes, your shares, your donations. This could be anything to increase. And maybe you're looking at someone else's growth and you're comparing yourself and you're measuring and you're looking at what they're doing and wondering why yours isn't popping. It doesn't mean that what you're doing isn't a good idea. It's just mean that it's their time to arrive for them. But there are many reasons, respectfully so, spiritually speaking, people will arrive and have their awakenings and their breakthroughs and their prosperity in divine timing. and it's individual. There is no competition, but we're programmed to think and feel that we have to compete and compare ourselves, our lifestyles, our children, who we dating, everything, what we wear, how small is our waist, how big is our derriere, who got the best this, who got the best that, we're programmed to feel and think that that is the way to go, that is the way of life, but it's all a lie. The test came back and the lie detector detected that's all a lie. Okay. So make sure you're enjoying yourself. Don't forget about the little things can make the most out of life, Spirit is saying. So don't forget about that. With the Page of Pentacles, yeah, people are very focused, on the finances. And this is something that will come naturally. If you are on your right path and doing what is necessary, this is something that will come naturally for you in your life. You don't have to chase it. Uh, you don't have to fight for it. It will come naturally. Okay. So, yes, rest assured, collective. If it's your time, it's your time, and you will know. And there are many people, who have waited, until they have gotten further along on their path, until they have gotten older. And what I'm saying to you, they will confirm that, yeah, it's not about the money. It's not about the materialism. Those things are nice, but there are so many things in between that we miss. And you don't want to move ahead and forget about enjoying the little things. Okay. And so we have the star energy here. And on this card, there's a lot of people. There's a lot going on in this card. Okay, it says bar, and I was just saying, Spirit was saying, get out, have a good time. Don't forget to embrace life. Enjoy yourself. If you want to go have a drink, have a drink. If you want to dance, go dance. If it's something you want to build or create, get started. There's no one stopping you. And never mind looking to the left or the right. There is so much going on in this card with the star energy. But in order for your star player to shine, in order for you to arrive, in your destined path and your purpose, you have to remember to do everything within a balance. And especially when it comes to relationships with the Knight of Cups energy here, people in general, I'll just say people in general often forget that it's the little things that makes a relationship. We all have our own opinions and all have our own desires, okay, of what we like and what we don't. But Spirit is saying, even in relationships, romantic connections, don't forget the little things that can make you happy or make your spouse happy or keep your family content. Having some laughter, having a good time. Yes, we know the bills are due, but we don't have to be hyper focused on it, because at the end of the day, beginning in the middle, they will get paid when they're able to get paid. And I'm pretty sure everybody will agree. They will get paid when they get paid. There's nothing less or more. So don't spend your life, so hyper focused on, just being a bot, having that bot mentality. Focus on what has to be done. And I got to go here, go there, prioritize your life, but don't be too hyper focused. That's for someone who needs to hear it, you need to take your energy. It's a big old world. Why don't you get off the porch, and redirect your focus and your attention to doing other things, some things that'll make you laugh, something spontaneous, something fun, paint with a twist. If you don't want to pay for paint with a twist, you can do that at home. You can really get the canvas and the paint and you can gather some friends and do that at home. Free 99 all day. All day, okay? So it doesn't have to be about you just going to work, going to sleep, going to work, going to sleep. And don't forget to be innovative. Don't forget to be creative. Okay. There are some things you can create. I've talked about this, I believe, yesterday or today. I'm not sure. Yeah, there are some things that you can create, collective, when it comes to having fun. Okay. There's something here. I think the word is compartmentalize. Am I saying that right? There's something here in this read that's basically saying that not to be oblivious, take care of your responsibilities, do things within a balance. You know, like I said, the bills are due. We know that they're going to get paid. There's no need to stress over them. Yes, you have to go to work. We know that you're going to work. So set the alarm. But in between time, don't forget to, hug and kiss your wife or your husband or play with the kids or, tickle the grandbaby, that kind of thing. This is what Spirit is saying. We have to learn to put up the mess or whatever is stressing us or the annoying stuff so we can get to the fun stuff. We have to put it to the side. Doesn't mean we're being irresponsible, doesn't mean we're ignoring it, but we're not forgetting about the little things, okay? And so the Ace of Wands is saying yes, confirming yes. Make sure you're taking care of business and you're moving about, but don't get hypnotized and you look up and the time has passed and you say, well, I ain't been out to a movie theater in 10 years. I haven't been to a concert in 20 years. I'm just naming stuff, different examples. I haven't been to a restaurant. You don't have to go these places I'm naming, but you don't want to look up in the things that you love, you forget about doing because you're so focused in one area. So Spirit is simply saying, remember, collective, it's the little things. Later.